Okay, well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the late one with yourself, SYLBOURNE SYDIAL, and on Instagram. Thank you very much. On YouTube, thank you very much. In the United States, thank you very much. In Jamaica, thank you very much. In the worldwide world, thank you very much. And it's a very exciting time. We're on the eve of many different things. The eve of the lockdown. 12 midnight tonight, we locked down in the place to be. We ain't locked down anymore. I'm going to do a rap actually. I plan to do a rap about that lockdown thing. I'm just going to try to find the right beat to it and create a little lyrics. Maybe do a little freestyle or so. Because at the end of the day, we've got to enjoy whatever. Can we enjoy a lockdown? I don't know. The second thing also is who won the election in America? Who won? People trying to find out what happened. People went to their bed and they wake up and they don't know. Is it a recurring thing of 2016? All things were pointing towards Biden, and then Trump came on and upset the whole flow. Or Trump flow is also about to be upset. I don't know which one it is, but it's going to be a very interesting time as we unfold and find out who won this election. Most definitely, someone has won already. Someone has won already, but the votes are just coming on. It could be Joe Biden or it could be Donald Trump. What if it is Donald Trump? What will you do? What can you do? What if it is Joe Biden? What can you do? What really can you do? We got to live on because these guys are going to go to their bed and they're going to have a good time and they're going to call on the phone and they're going to chat to each other and carry on as life while people fighting over each other. That's my thinking. My name is SYLBOURNE SYDIAL. Welcome to the late one, the Unapologetic voice where we speak on anything and where we do not go with the flow. I like for you to like and share this video and tell us about where you are and feel free to comment. Feel free to jump on the YouTube channel if that is better, and also feel free to also come on the Facebook, and you can also go on to Instagram. But before I go any further, I want to just make a plug for a show which I have tomorrow. I just want to do that first of all before I go any further. Tomorrow, how are you, Tubbs? Hey, buddy, what's up? What's going on? You need to come and tell me what's going on. What's going on in America there, Weston? Yeah. For tomorrow, I want to just plug this show because in Jamaica there's also a pending election which is coming up, and that election is for the People's National Party, whereby they are after the devastating defeat by Brogard, which is the Prime Minister presently, Honorable Andrew Holness. Peter Phillips had said he was going to step down, who is the president and party leader of the People's National Party. So there are two contestants now, or two contenders for the presidency of the People's National Party. One, which is Lisa Anna, and second, which is Mr. Mark Golding. Now, I've reached out to both of them, and still waiting on one to come, which is Lisa, of course. But Mark Golding has said he will come on the show tomorrow night at 7 p.m. UK time. 7 p.m. UK time, and that will be what time will that be in Jamaica? That will be in Jamaica 2 p.m. Let me just make sure that that can be seen there. 2 p.m. Let me hide that. So there it is. Tomorrow night, for those who can see, interview with candidate for PNP president, Thursday, the 5th of November 2020, 7 p.m. British Standard Time, 2 p.m. Jamaica time. Mark Golding, Member of Parliament, with myself, and we'll have a discussion as it is not going to be from a party perspective, but one of the things that I want to actually uh, get across is the importance of engaging with the diaspora, importance of engaging with Jamaicans overseas. What is his vision for Jamaica? What is his vision to for Jamaicans overseas? What is it? What is your thoughts also about overseas voting? Something people always talk about. I'm in mixed man and in the middle of the road regarding that. But yeah, join tomorrow night, and the schedule link is out there on Facebook and YouTube. You can go onto my YouTube page and you can click a reminder. And while you're doing that, just click on uh, the notification bell, and you'll be reminded when the show comes on tomorrow night. Right. So yes. So the interesting thing now is what's going on in this world. Sleepy Joe trying to pull a fast one on Chump. Ha, ha. Okay, that's in regard to Chump. Sleepy Joe trying to pull a fast one on Chump. But if he's sleeping, how can he pull a fast one? Yeah. Is he fast asleep? You know? How can you pull a fast one if you're fast asleep? Anyhow, I'm just being facetious right there. But on a serious note, one of the first things that I want to just sort of flag up is that you know there's something which somehow we tend to sometimes forget this because we are, I wouldn't say distracted by what is happening in America, but I do consider sometimes America to be a distraction. I do consider because over the months, over for a period of time, as you can see, everything
Sort of
seems to be
flag up.
focused so much on America as if nothing else exists in the world, right? And in a way, I'm looking forward to the settling down of America. I'm looking forward to the president to be elected, whether it is 45 in a continuance, or is it going to be a 46, which is Joe Biden? As a matter of fact, the question I should ask: Will will Mr. Trump, if he wins, continue to be 45, or will he be 46? I think he'll continue to be 45, I presume. Yeah, because Barack Obama maintained to 44. So it could be 45 who continues, or it could be 46, which is Joe Biden. Either way, doesn't matter to me, really. As I said recently, that is most important thing is that people vote, people go out there, and people exercise their right. And I think that is so important. And there is just that need, as I said, they just need so much as possible for people to settle down and just get on with it because life must goes on. What I find also interesting as well is that we wouldn't be I wouldn't be surprised if both Joe Biden and Donald Trump have a fantastic relationship somehow. Somehow they have this a fantastic relationship off the scene, just like how many of them had before. But why I said it's a distraction is because I don't know if everybody realize the UK is on lockdown tomorrow. Okay, we are on lockdown tomorrow, and the House, that is the House of Parliament, House of Commons, MPs voted to back a 4 week English lockdown. Right? MPs are back a 4 week lockdown in England to combat coronavirus, which will kick in at midnight tonight. That means get off the street, stand in your yard, and stay safe. Control the virus, save lives, save the NHS, and all those sort of things. The Prime Minister told the MP the government won the vote by 516 to 39, a majority of 477. Who were those 39? I don't know. You know, I've maintained my position right through is that this COVID is here and might be here to stay for a very long time. This COVID is serious, and one should mess with it. And I always try very cautious not to say anything like trying to say it's a conspiracy or whatever like that, because if you notice, a lot of people who keep saying that somehow they get hit with COVID and they die, right? And not taking any chances. So I think it's important that people, stay alert, and I don't know what you think about that. What you're gonna do? What people are gonna do tomorrow? The supermarkets, I understand, as people have been buying out toilet papers. Still don't understand that particular mystery. You know, people have been stocking up. But one of the fantastic things I realized at the last lockdown is that after that initial excitement, after that initial period whereby many people were going out and buying supermarkets and just taking up everything, things sort of settled down where supermarkets somehow remain vigilant. Lidl's, Tesco, Sainsbury, they all remain vigilant. The staff remain vigilant. And the most important thing is that people could go in, they did effective social distance, and they were able to get their goods. They stocked up, and every morning the lady would say, "We're going to get stock. There's no need." I remember passing through a Tesco one time, and I said to the guy, "What's going on here?" And the guy said, "Hey, I don't know what's happening." The guy was sort of a bit bemused by the fact that so many people were actually buying our thing. It felt like it was Armageddon. So the question is, what will you do tomorrow with the lockdown? Are you going to go back to work? Yeah. Are you going to be working from home? Are you going to change up some things? Uh, who won? I tell you who won. The president won. And when I say the president won, I mean to say, somebody just asked me a question, who won? I like to say this, a bit facetious. I'm just a bit kidding when I say that. Is that it's either Joe Biden or it's going to be Donald Trump who won. So they will be the president. So I say the president win. It's like when they say after an election, the government will in. So the government lost and the government get in. Mean to say that one will always get in there. You know, it's interesting. This I'll be coming on to that in a second, but I just want to talk about the COVID and the coronavirus which still exists out there. Uh, there are Tory rebels, including Ian Duncan Smith, Sir Graham Brady, chairman of the influential 1922 Committee of Backbenchers. They voted against it. Uh, it come as the government said a further 492 people had died within 28 days of testing positive for COVID. This brings UK total to 47,742. That really is dwarfed by the 200 and so of Americans who have died. But then America is completely much bigger than the UK. Uh, it's interesting what they said that 492 people had died within 28 days of testing positive for COVID. What is not so sure, and I always ask a question, did they die of COVID or did they die of something else which was triggered by COVID? Or does something else triggers COVID? Am I making sense? Is it COVID that triggers something underlying, or is it something underlying that triggers COVID? So therefore, what do you put on the death certificate? Is it death by COVID? So therefore, someone, get into a car accident, and as a result of that, what they do, they go to the hospital, and then in the process of that time, they contract COVID. Is it COVID alone, or is it COVID as the wrong word, but it's the right word to get understanding, the inspired reason for the death, or the inspired virus, or whatever like that, something that inspired or lead to the death. I think maybe that's not the right term to say. Um, so that's very interesting regarding the whole COVID factor. But it is very interesting. It is very interesting as to how that is really unfolding, because it seems like there is no stoppage. I mean, if I switch straight over into America, one of the campaign is about lockdown. Donald Trump is actually adamant, and his people adamant against a lockdown because a lockdown will hurt the economy. One of the things that I've said as many times is that a lockdown will have a devastating effect upon the economy, whereby, as a result, sorry, as a result of the lockdown, people are going to, what should I say, um, suffer, suffer in the sense that they're not going to have any jobs. People might suffer in the sense that they're going to have less food because they don't have any jobs or income to get in. I've gone to food bank. People are going to suffer whereby the mental health factor is something which is crucial at this time, whereby many persons are coming out talking about mental health, saying, hey, you know, please, speak to someone, make sure you don't stay alone. And, one of the things that I did with a couple of guests leading up to the last one, or just after the last one, we started to talk about what can we do? What are some of the things to do during the course of lockdown? Mean to say, do exercise, walk. What is the thing that you can do to somehow cope? Cope during this time, coping mechanism. And that is very important. But one of the things I like to say at all times is that we must persevere, and we must go through at the same time with this virus. With or without this virus, we must persevere and we must go through. It is important and it is crucial, and that's all I can say right there. We must go through. I don't believe in the scaremongering. I don't believe in locking off yourself totally, but I believe at the same time one has got to be cautious. I am not wanting to conspiracy theory, but those who believe in conspiracy theory or what, like Hicks and all those other persons, that's up to them. Yeah. So that's my view in a sense when it comes on to COVID and the lockdown tomorrow. I want to say, and it's a bit strange to say this, but I want to say, try to enjoy every single moment that you may have, in the sense of, can there be any, you know, I'm looking for something, can there be anything inspirational about a lockdown, right? Can there be anything inspirational about a lockdown? Can there be anything which is positive about a lockdown? That's the question that someone has to ask himself. Can there be? And I believe that there can be. I totally believe that there can be. And it is for one to find it and to go for it as much as possible. But anyway, zipping over into America at this time, the big question is now, who won this election? I purposely did not stay up to watch it because I realized that I would not get any um, results of any significance in the night. Why? Because one, the time difference is varied. And so I went to bed, and because I had a court hearing early in the morning at 10 o'clock, and I had to be in a meeting at 9 o'clock, so I got to get myself in a framework of mind. So I got up about 4 o'clock and was watching the bit and just see the neck to neck. What I find very good night from Stone. Hey, Norma boys, good evening, good evening. You know, what I did find also very interesting was the polls. The polls seem not to be connecting with the reality. Polls not connecting to the recent poll which I've seen, which was almost accurate to the T, was in Jamaica. That was a recent poll with Andrew Ones and Peter Phillips. The polls were somewhat spot on. Many people questioned the polls. Many people had a go at the polls because it wasn't favoring their people. But somehow, who had the last laugh was the pollsters. In the last election in the UK with Boris Johnson last year, the polls also didn't reflect what the outcome was. David Cameron also before, the polls also did not reflect the outcome. In 2016 as well, with Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton, the polls also did not reflect the outcome. And today again, yesterday, the polls again did not really reflect the outcome because everything was pointing to a very decisive win by Joe Biden. And Donald Trump was the underdog. And what you're seeing is a neck to neck factor. Um, and the the neck to neck factor is also very questionable because many people are saying, or some people are saying, or Donald Trump is saying, different people are saying that they're trying to do some fraudulent thing or whatever like that. But my philosophy is that at this moment, um, one just need to stay because I believe every vote needs to be counted. But the polls, yeah, it is not God. It is not God. I want to ask that question. Norma, can you explain to me when you say it's not God? Because I hear many people say, um, one, maybe it's of Donald Trump. They say Donald Trump is of God. So therefore, are we saying what is happening is not of God, or is it Donald Trump is of God, or what? That is something which is very interesting. What do you think, ladies and gentlemen? Is Donald Trump of God, or it's not of God. You know, the the other interesting thing I also find, and which they're talking about, is the black votes. The black votes has come out in droves. But two things about the black votes which they have said is that one, they have come out as Democrats, and they have come out as well in supporting Trump. Student Binzer. Joe Biden, thank God. Um, are we? I want to clarify again. When you say Joe Biden, thank God, are you saying it is thank God that uh, I just saw breaking news coming. Counting goes on in key states after 42 or 50 states. Democrat leading 227, Donald Trump 214. Joe Biden has slender lead over Donald Trump in the US, but it could still go either way. What difference will it make to you, someone who is listening now, if Donald Trump wins? What difference would it make to you if Donald Trump wins? What difference will it make to you if Joe Biden wins or like lose? Because there's a lot of persons, I believe, just like with the Hillary time, who are going to be so sad, so mad. I mean, like key states like Florida. I know lots of Jamaicans in Florida, and they're actually saying that somebody was saying to that they don't trust Kamala, and even though the black vote, I know Marlon Hill and different persons will say, get out there, get the votes out, but for some reason, it did not add up because apparently black people also voted for Trump, and also Latinos also voted for Trump. What's happening? It's sending a sort of signal that America is somewhat cautious, I think, of the socialism. America is maybe cautious of things going a particular way. I don't know. Those are some of the signals which are coming through. It's like, or two things. It's like America might be saying, if Biden wins, it's a time to settle down and have some calm, because that's the spirit. One can say that's the spirit and the temperament of Biden. Whether Biden sleeps or whether he's awake or whether Kamala takes the charge, but one can say Biden will somewhat bring this calm. And maybe people saying, let's give him a break, give him a chance to bring that calm, but let him know at the same time that you cannot go too far. And what seems to be happening now is that the Senate is still controlled by the Republicans. And then also the Congress is by the Democrats. I mean to say there seems to be the need for working together. The connection is not the best. This connection is not the best. Uh, when you say connection is not the best, are you saying you're not here? You can come over to on YouTube. On YouTube, the link is there, SYLBOURNE TV. You can go onto YouTube, or you can go onto Facebook. You can also, there are 3 platforms which I'm streaming on right now. So I'm just looking at it from an analytical perspective and not taking any sides. And if Donald Trump wins outright, whichever way, it is sending and giving him a strong mandate, because he would somehow have increased. It is clear so far, and based on what they're saying, that Biden has got the popular votes, but the popular votes is not win the election in America. What win the election is electoral college. I know Hillary Clinton and many people are saying we need to get rid of this electoral college and go by the popular vote. But when they got states like California, which is so massive, they're going to say it's a bit unfair. Joe Biden is a colored vote. Joe Biden is a colored vote. Is a colored vote. Now, I don't understand what is the colored vote. So please explain to me the colored vote. Are you saying, yeah, please, I don't want to assume anything. Please explain to me what is the colored vote. So thinking about it more and more, if Donald Trump wins, then it is maybe saying that I'm here or he's here to continue what he started, continue the work. Now, many people are going to be mad, as the song says, mad, cross, miserable, angry, right? You know, many people are going to say that we can't take it anymore. But America's got to settle down. 4 years of settling down, because the thing about it is this: like today, they came out of the some agreement or whatever like that, and Biden says he's going to go back into that agreement. If anything, it's like there's going to be another upset, another upset in the sense that one is not normally governments in America go for 8 years, 8 years, 2 terms, if anything, and it is I believe it's a way to maintain a level of consistency to carry things through what the respective administration want to do. But many people are opposed to what Trump wants to do. But at the same time, you're seeing many people supporting what Trump wants to do, and many people on the side not supporting what Trump wants to do. Some people are saying it's a personality, not just a policy. It's just the personality of the person there that embodies the American people. And then I say to myself, this is what I say to myself. If they're saying that he embodies the American people and he doesn't fit it, maybe actually he's embodying what is America. Because it seems to me that the hate, the love, the loathing, the demonstration, the fighting, and all those things are part of what America is. So they say your leader represents you. Is can it be fair? Can it be fair to say that the leader represents you? Can it be fair to say that Donald Trump is the embodiment of the American people? Very toxic at this time. Nobody wants to talk. Once you're left, you're right. There's not a middle ground, which we have been seeing. Let me hear what somebody say here. Um, Joe has a popular vote, but the electoral vote is what matters. Exactly, Michelle. America, the same thing that happened. I think it happened with Gore. It happened um, with Hillary Clinton. So it's very interesting. Good night, Silver. No clear winners yet. Definitely no clear winner. Um, and also, peace and blessing. Everyone didn't send greetings before I commented. That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. So the more I look at this thing now, because I say to people all the while, because I have my preference. I have my preference if I was in America, but I operate with my preference from I look at my and I vote for leaders or so. I look at many different factors at this time and don't go with the noise. If anything, look at different factors. And I always say to myself, even when I voted for Boris and voted for David Cameron, um, I accepted and I resolved within my heart that whosoever wins, I'm happy with that, and I can live with that, because I believe one of the most important thing is that people have to recognize as much as possible that even though politicians are there and government is there, but big government sometimes is not that good. It should be the oily mechanism that get things going, but you can't wait for that to get going. That is why I like what Mark Rushford is doing. While Mark Rushford may not be getting the support of the government, but what he has done is showing how people power can move things. How when someone step out and want to make a difference in society, it can do things whereby organizations, whereby companies are saying, hey, we are with you, we will do this, two fingers at the government or whatever like that. But what the government is saying is come out and say, bravo, that's people at it. In Jamaica, when I had my guest of recent days, which is Paul Cole from United Way, spoke about how people are coming together to support that organization, United Way, to help to alleviate hunger, help to alleviate poverty in Jamaica. Government support as well, but government is not the main support. As a matter of fact, what they said, one of the key supporters from an organization level or from a private level was the police force, because what they have done, they have set it up a way whereby people can give through their salary. If it is $10 or $20, just like you pay tax or you pay different things or a loan, people just give that. And it shows people power. It shows how people can operate and people can do it. Because the waiting on government at all times sometimes is not very effective. Donald Trump is threatening legal challenges to decide the winner. I don't wrong Donald Trump for wanting to do that, because some things are looking very fishy over there. There's one particular state I saw where they said there were, like, say for instance, there were 2 million persons on the register on the list, and the votes were 2.1 million or something like that. And that is crazy, really. So there's something very dodgy, you know. Trump is he's not fit to represent. It's so funny, Michelle, with what you said there. Trump is big, he's not fit to represent. Or some will say, Trump is not fit to be president. But guess what? He has been president for the past 4 years. And then you have to ask a question, what is a president? Who is the president? That guy in Philippines, the one who said, kill all the drugs, the guys, and the drug smugglers and everything like that. Zero tolerance. Let's get them off. Let's get them away. Shoot them, kill them. That guy, that president, I'm getting to understand, speaking to some Filipinos, is that while he is very harsh and have the level of zero tolerance, somehow, secretly, they like him because he's dealing with a scourge. He's not the typical person. He's not the conventional type of person. I'm not talking Trump now, I'm talking the party, the guy in the Philippines. But somehow he gets the job done. Leaders. What are leaders? Are leaders persons supposed to be a nice person where we just like and love, hunky-dory? Or leaders are leaders that take a country forward collectively? There are some failings, definitely, of Trump. But I believe if Trump wins this thing, yeah, President-elect Biden has just presented his victory speech while not declaring victory. Welcome to a new era in American world. Is that correct there, Lindley? Well, someone just said it. I mean, I'm not online to see what is happening, but Linda Nevers has said President-elect Biden has just presented his victory speech whilst not declaring victory. Welcome to a new era. It is definitely a new era in American politics. Most definitely. Arizona, that's a very classic one, Michelle. I don't know what you're going to say about Arizona, but it's like it was called, but it's not completed yet. It's like the media houses are jockeying to say, it's like when they had the election in Jamaica, Cliff Hughes, one of the presenters for Nationwide, he loves to always say, I'm going to call it. I'm going to call it. I'm going to call it. Should I call it? Should I call it? He called it and he was right. But I called it before him because I was with 3 guys and we were monitoring that night with a show. And I was asked to do a show for this, but I said, no, I'm not going to wait up with America time because that's going to be taking long. And I said, listen, I'm going to call it. I'm going to call it. For this election, normally I would call it. I called Boris Johnson before it was declared. I called David Cameron. And while I want to declare somebody here, but I definitely haven't called this one because this is a strange one. What I want to get from this election is an analysis of what it really means, because America is going through this period of change, like a metamorphosis, like an evolutionary change or something like that, with the police brutality, Black Lives Matters. And I always point out to people all the while that Black Lives Matters did not start on Trump watch, it started on Obama watch. I mean, to say Black people are being killed at times. I believe that in America there needs to be the need for some Truth and Reconciliation Commission. Something to do. I believe if Trump wins, there need to be a reaching out to say, let's reason. It's like in the Bible said, let's sit down and reason. There need to be this time for some level of reasoning. If Biden win, they got to reach out to the deplorables, as they would say, the 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 magas. There's got to be whosoever has got to bury their ego, their ashes or whatever like that, and come together and sing kumbaya. And I say, whosoever wins, I'm just looking forward to the settling down. It's like Black History Month sometimes. Sometimes with Black History Month, I sometimes can't wait for November because sometimes there's so much hype and so much hype. And then the real thing is after, not during the period of that time, but it is after. Let me hear what Lindsay's saying. Um, oh, Lindsay, okay, I got what you said right there. Arizona, okay. Uh, he's a baby. That's what I'm saying. Okay, yeah, yeah. I think, I think he can be a spoiled brat. When he was making lots of noise last night, and he came out, I was just saying to myself, nah, you got it, man. When I say you got it, I mean to say you are the president. Just chill, just chill. Let the process work out itself. If you are the president and you're going to be elected, you will be elected. Don't let anybody votes be disenfranchised. Let every vote count. Once it was voted and once they put the X at the time, let every vote count. Let the process go through. If there evidence of fraud, then bring the lawyers in and just wait because you have until January or so. And then Biden can start to also pick a de facto team in the meantime while that happens. And it's not a nice place to be in, I would say, as a leader, in that process of middle ground as well. Yes, Joe Biden is sure he'll be the winner. He made a great speech. Okay, so he made a speech just now. Okay, fantastic. Um, that level of confidence. The only thing I respect Trump for, he doesn't hide his feelings, say what he means, and mean what he says. And that's one of the things which has been coming true a lot, Michelle, is that people might not like him, but they at least they know where they stand. And the worst thing is even with friends. The worst thing is having friends sometimes, and your friends. As a matter of fact, they can't be your friend. They weren't your friends in the first place. I always say that it's never your friends in the first place, but people who go behind your back and stab you in the figurative sense, I must say. Well, et Brutus, they still stab Brutus, Caesar. Uh, you know, it is so crucial that the persons that is there for you is there. He doesn't hide his feelings, say what it is. Um, Georgia is now within reach of the Democrats. There you go. So it seems to me that the votes which are coming in, which they say are for the Democrats who voted early, that seems to be the one which is why Biden actually came out last night. I think it was maybe strategic what Biden did last night because the last time when they had election, the person who came out wasn't Hillary. I don't think Hillary came out at all. It was someone who was maybe the chair or spokesperson to say go home and come back. But what Biden said last night was, "We got it. We got it in the bag. We get it. We got it. It's coming." Because they maybe know that there's a local wave. Unless in that wave, which is supposed to be coming, it's also comprised of Republicans. Very interesting. Very interesting. More blacks voted for Trump this time than in 2016, according to the news. That is something, and it's going to be a very interesting time. And I just believe that it will be so important for America to work together because if Trump wins, I know many people are going to be upset, and they're going to be possible demonstration as well. And I know if Biden wins, there's going to be a demonstration, and people are going to be upset because they're going to say it's stole because um, Donald Trump has been using that narrative, you know. So what I say, how Biden can win, simply Democratic Joe Biden simply has to maintain the lead he currently holds in Arizona, Nevada, Wisconsin, Michigan, light blue states. If he does that, he hits a 270 electoral votes, the bare minimum need to take the White House. By the way, I don't know this. Somebody knows this? Anybody can give me that answer? How many electoral colleges is there in total? And why is 270 the figure? I believe the 270 maybe is that it is it's more than half. If anybody knows what is the total electoral college, I'd be grateful. How Trump can win, like Biden, to retain the White House, Trump has to hold on to the remaining key state where he has a lead: Pennsylvania, Georgia. Then the Republican has to peel away at least one of those aforementioned states where Biden is on top. Nevada is very close. It could take much of a shift to move the state into Trump's column. If the late arriving mail ballots postmarked on election day but can be delivered after turn out to be from Trump independent Republicans, not Democrat as expected, the picture of the president could be brightened considerably. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is interesting days, and we wish for peace as much as possible in America at this time. But Lawrence, let me what Michelle said. Black Americans knows nothing really about voting. They'll vote for Trump because they think they make money, not knowing Trump, not knowing Trump, not knowing Trump because they think they make money, not knowing that Trump doesn't set policies of law Congress and Senate do. Okay, let's pray the U.S. do not descend into civil unrest. I really hope that they do not descend into civil unrest. It would be unfortunate if the US descend into civil unrest. It would be a backward and a retrograde step. And I think it would be very unfortunate, ladies and gentlemen. That would be a very unfortunate thing for them to do. And, we pray the best as much as possible. And life must goes on. And this is why I say many times that the litmus test, unfortunately, is not America at this time as a way to go forward. Um, the Black Americans need to work together. Be he Republican, be he Democrats. It's important that they work together. Black Americans, Black Brits need to work together. Be he conservative and be he Labour. We're just reaching a point now whereby, I don't know if you saw a picture the other day. There's a picture or a video of a little girl whereby some pedophile guy was maybe accosting, wanted to abduct. She was 11 years of age. A lady saw what was happening and she somewhat um, accosted the guy. She started to video it because maybe she picked up that something was wrong. And as a result of her action, what is happening now is that everybody is looking for this guy. I believe the police have got him, and many people are actually praising the lady by that action. What I'm actually saying right there is that sometimes one need to find a common ground to revolve around, a common denominator. And I tend to call that the black element, a common denominator to revolve around, whereby we find something in common and move towards it. And that is what I believe is so crucial. Finding something and move towards it and work together. Because when I saw that, and you could see some guys wanted to, I don't know the words they used, wanted to, dust the guy. Eventually, uh, it was heartwarming, but you don't want, what should I say, vendetta or things whereby, what do you call the word when people go and gone and I forget the word. It's something that happens in countries whereby people vigilante action. That is not helpful because they will say the guy may have some mental health issues, but still it's not acceptable. And if he goes into prison, he's going to get beat up as well to try to molest an 11-year-old girl. But everybody were on one accord and actually say it is wrong. And I believe what is happening now and what is need to happen, especially in America at this time, is that everybody need to come together. Black Americans need to come together. White Americans need to come together. And whosoever becomes the president, whether it's 45 remaining maintaining the consensus or 46 coming on board, they have got to reach out to each other. Right? That's the only way it's going to be reach out because based on how the votes, and it looks like it is coming, it is not giving anybody any majority in the sense that you've got this overwhelming mandate of a landslide. And if you don't get a landslide, sometimes you got to take the message and say, hey, just like with the UK when there was uh, not Tony Blair, Nick Clegg, and David Cameron, dim and dumb, as they say. They had to work together because there was not a majority for conservative to perform the government, so they had to have a coalition. And the coalition was like saying, it is important for you guys to work together. It is saying to you, based on what the public is saying, based on the votes came out, that you need to work together. And sometimes one has got to read, because at the end of the day, the votes by the people and the results that come in sends a bigger message. And that's what I'm picking up in America, you know? So, ladies and gentlemen, that's my take for this today. Let me see the last word. Yes, I've seen that. Lorna Foster. People with business have started boarding up as they anticipate the right or unrest in their town, depending on how the result swings. Yeah, I see that. Even the White House has been boarded up, you know. So, but listen, tomorrow night, not tomorrow night. Let me. This is tomorrow night. Tomorrow night, make sure you tune in to the late one. I believe by that time, the team and I, which is Kima, David, and Keisha, we should have somewhat of an idea of who the president is or so. And we will be discussing that. And I think some people might be losing some bet along the way, or we may have to buy coffee for each other, which is good. It's a good thing that we said we buy coffee, something which is favorable to each other. you know. So that is the team tomorrow. David, Keisha, and Kema will review. Let me hear what America has not been so divided recently, and this new opportunity for healing over there, this has got to be a priority. I totally agree with you, Little Nevers. This is an opportune time, a very opportune time that the words that people speak, be he conservative, be he Democrat, be he far right, be far left, everybody needs to stand down, because somehow we're seeing in a way that what happens in America somewhat leaves a stain upon the world. Do you think that? It leaves a stain upon the world because it becomes a focal point. And that focal point then becomes something that everybody look at George Floyd. What does that mean? Everybody was demonstrating. And then look what happened in Nigeria. Not everybody was demonstrating about NZARS, you know, and it's still not, and it's still not hearing much about the SARS thing. But it shows that what happens in America has a pivotal impact upon the world because of the powerful nature of it is, how it is placed strategically, the world policeman, you know? And that's why I always say to Americans or people that sometimes may not like my view, because I always come with different views or, giving a different perspective and say, you stay in England, you don't know anything. And I always say, you can't say that. How dare you? Because at the end of the day, what happens in America does have an impact upon people in the world. And therefore, everybody has a right to speak and to say something about what is happening in America or in the world. Nobody has that ultimate say. And it means to say again, we all need to work together. So I'm happy with whosoever wins, and we'll work with the progress and we work together as much as possible. I wonder why. Now, Michelle, you got to tell me, I wonder why what? What is it? Tell me what is wonder why. Um, why? Any any last words? Anything before I go? I want to say good night. Before I go as well, let me just put my thing up. Mark Golding, potential member of parliament, Jamaica, PNP president, contender, tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Make sure you tune in. The link is out there. It's all scheduled. It's all set. Go onto my YouTube channel. Click on the notification bell. But most important, there's a link where you can set your reminder so you don't miss the discussion. He's running to be the president of the People's National Party and ultimately, if all being well, the prime minister. I'm hoping to get as well Miss Lisa Anna, who is also his opposition contender within the same party. All being well, I will get her, and we'll also have this interview. And if I don't get her now, because I understand that they're under great pressure, because it's the 7th, we'll get her again at some point where she can speak to people overseas as well and have that interview on the SYLBOURNE Show as I try to bring various guests as well. So tune in tomorrow night, 7 p.m. on Facebook and YouTube with Mark Golden, the contender for the presidency of the People's National Party. Okay, and let me hear the last word from. Here we go. I wonder why the world looks up to America like that. That's a topic by itself. Why do you start that now, Michelle? Come on, that's a topic by itself. I wanted to go, but that's a topic by itself. That's going to be a topic one day. Michelle Clark, remind me to pencil that in. Send me a message or so. I wonder why the world look up to America like that. That's powerful. I wonder why the world looks up to America like that. I should say the USA, not America. That's a very good way to leave tonight. I wonder why. Ladies and gentlemen, that's your homework as well. I wonder why the world looks up to America. Because as I set out a while ago, whatever happens in America impacts the world. The death of George Floyd had that major impact. And then when you see children being killed around the world, in Africa, it doesn't have that impact. Why? Is it that some lives matter more? Or it depends on who killed them? Or it depends on where they are killed? There was a video which I saw where a soldier and there's a lady, I think she was even naked or so, some African country, state, and they were showing her or shot at her, and then the guy just take the gun and just and shoot her to death. You know, don't know where it was. There was some outcry, but nothing of any major significance, right? And you have to ask the question, why? Is it that some lives are matter more? It is that some black lives are matter more as well. That's a question to be asked. Okay, that's a good question as well. Uh, I should say the USA, not America. Lindsay, music. Great show tonight, SYLBOURNE. Thank you so much, sir. And Lorna Foster, wonderful show, very enlightening. Thank you so much. Please like and share, and I do appreciate it. And I like this show, I must say, on Wednesday night because this is a time where I just sort of go with my flow, or I don't go with the flow. I just say anything, and where I just go freestyle as well. And so I look forward to it, and look to build it as much as possible. Because it's sometimes good when you can share your thoughts and have that dialogue as well. All right. Have a good night. All the best. May God bless you and keep you, and may His face shine upon you, and may He give you peace. Remember to like and subscribe to the SYLBOURNE Show on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter as well. Everything running below. And all the best. And peace out. And also on Instagram. Thank you very much. Bye bye.